first and foremost, I want to say shout out to the community that has been supporting me with all my draft class content across YouTube, across TikTok, the shorts, the videos, clips, snippets, all of that. Everybody has been leaving feedback, comments, etc., and especially the downloads. With my first class having more than 5,000 downloads, and I'm pretty sure it's way more than that. Part of the reason why I'm making this video here is to say that there's some kind of glitch going on with EA and Madden. Of course, what a surprise, a glitch with Madden and EA. But there's some kind of glitch going on where it's not showing the actual numbers. And I only know this to be true because aside from the fact of my first class, me knowing that it has over 5,000 downloads and probably should have like 6,000 or 7,000. But I just dropped my second class. I want to say, what was that, last Thursday? I think it was last Thursday, last Friday. On the 23rd, I dropped my second class. And I've posted the videos showing that it was posted. There's been multiple people that have been waiting vigorously for me to post that class. And even with the clips dropping, people have been responding. People have been messaging me, commenting, saying that they're the first. But the problem is, I don't know who's first because everybody's saying they're first to download the class. But every time I get on to check to see where it's at as far as download wise, it still says 0. So how can it be at 0 when I know for a fact there's people messaging me, letting me know that they've downloaded the class and their impressions of the class and how much they appreciate and like it and to keep up the good work. But if these people are downloading these classes and have been waiting to download the class, how can my class still be sitting at 0? So I know for a fact that the game is glitched out. It's not showing the actual numbers. I don't know if the numbers are there and when they patch it, it'll actually show the numbers or what, or if when they actually fix it and it starts generating numbers, then it'll start from there. I have no clue. But to the ones who have been downloading, who have been sending me feedback, private messages, comments, and everything, I thank you all for the support. Y'all are the reason that I continue to do this. Again, I know there's the few that have some negative feedback about it, but the ones that do appreciate me taking time out of my day, my busy schedule between work and doing all my other content and everything else that I do for my online league and all, to sit up here and allocate my time towards editing every single 450 players in these classes, for the ones to appreciate it and not nitpick at it, but appreciate the fact that they have all real players accessible to them. This is a thank you to y'all, and y'all are what push me to continue to make more classes. So again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you all. One of these days, I'm going to figure out a way to repay you guys and give y'all something back. I'm still trying to figure that out. Still trying to figure out a way because I've garnished a whole ton of support and a whole bunch of subscribers and everything. And I'm just constantly trying to figure out what's a way that I can give back, because it's not like I have ebooks or anything of that nature. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to give back to you guys for showing me so much love and support. But off of the draft class content. Oh, by the way, before I jump completely off of my actual draft class, I want to say, if you haven't downloaded the classes yet, all you have to do is search my gamer tag, which is Rio West, Rio space West, or you can search up the actual class name, which is Rio West Gaming Class 1, and then there's Rio West Gaming Class 2, and you'll have access to both of my classes. But off that, that was partly the reason for this video, but another reason was because earlier on in the year, or should I say towards the end of the year, but early on in the Madden season, since Madden dropped, I was posting videos about how flawed and how terrible EA's draft editor is and how it needs to be improved because it's the same thing every year. So I posted those videos, I posted those clips, and they got a lot of attention for the time, but it faded. And I feel like it faded so much that I need to bring it back up, because if I don't bring it back up and get more people talking about this aspect, EA is going to keep doing what EA does, and they're going to keep disregarding our editing process as far as the draft is concerned. Because there's no way we can possibly have a completely authentic draft class if we don't have full customization for editing that draft class. Every year it's the same thing. Like I mentioned in prior videos talking about the same subject, every year it's the same thing, the same faces we have to choose from. And with these faces, we have the same hairstyles. We can't pick hairstyles. We can't pick body types. When you edit a player's weight in a certain position, like offensive linemen, when you edit their weight, they completely change the build of that player and you don't get that build back. Why is that a thing? Why can't we customize the build? Why does the build change just off of us editing the weight by a pound or something like that? This shouldn't be a thing in this game. So I'm bringing this up to shed light on this so that they can see it and maybe possibly, I don't have a lot of faith in EA with doing this, maybe possibly try to change it. My thing is, what I can't understand is you have all these limitations. And with me editing my draft class, I'm going off of player profile pictures. Well, now off of the portraits from college football. I kind of mirror that. But when you have so many players, you have so many different players with dreads. And it's not just so many different players with dreads. They have so many similar like features as far as like facial hair style and everything like that. And so with that, and only being limited to certain players' faces with dreadlocks in the game, you end up having a bunch of players that look just alike if you try to get the accurate portrait to match the portrait of the player on college football 25 or whatever. So in an instance, like I know a lot of people, I haven't seen a lot of people point this out, but I know some people are like, damn, there's a lot of duplicate faces in here. But when you match that player's profile picture up with it, that's the best profile picture I can come up with, or that's the best portrait I can come up with for that player. But it's because of the limitations that EA has given us. And what makes it even more inexcusable, the lack of faces, the same faces they give us year in and year out. They never change them. They only take out a few and then put in a few and think that they're doing something, but they're not. So we're relegated to having the same faces to use for these players. And it's been like that since like what? Madden 18, Madden 17 or something like that. But what makes it even more of a slap of the face is that they have this ability built into their game to be able to completely customize a player's face. I mentioned this before. When you go to superstar mode and you create your superstar, if you don't port it over from college football 25, but it was even like this last year and the year before last. When you go to create your superstar, it asks you the features. It asks you the eye shape, the eye color, the nose shape, the mouth shape, the skin tone, whether you have acne on your face, whether you have scars on your face, the different hairstyles. You don't have to just have one hairstyle that came with that face. You can edit the hairstyle. If you have all of these options in your game for a superstar mode, there's no excuse not to copy that code or whatever that code is and paste it for the actual edit player logic of the game. But yet, year in and year out, they have that option for superstar mode and give us this basic, bland, generic editing build for us in draft editor. And even not even draft editor, but when you go to create a player, it's the same basic bare bones editor that we have. And it's inexcusable. It is inexcusable and it's completely garbage. And they keep getting away with it because they feel like they can't get away with it because we're going to purchase the game no matter what. So it's really tough because as a person who completely customizes the draft, you're extremely limited. You're extremely limited on what you can edit as far as these players are concerned. And it gets aggravating when you have to keep making these same duplicate faces, or you're forced to just pick some other face just because you don't want to keep having so many of the same faces in the draft class. So it just boggles my mind that they have the option in the game for another mode, but they won't give you the ability to do this in a draft editor or in create a player. And there's no excuse for it, really. You can't say, oh, because of this mode, oh, because of that mode, or because we had to put this in the game, or because we had to put that in the game. Because 2K has way more in their game as far as the association is concerned, or my NBA, or the park, or all these different things, these my NBA eras going back in time, restarting history, and they have way more you can do in NBA 2K. There's so much more in depth in NBA 2K, but yet they still give you the ability. They still give you the ability to go in there and completely, fully customize, fully edit every aspect of your player. To the features, to the eye position, the eye color, the nose position, ears, skin tone, blemishes, pock marks, you name it, hairstyles. You're not relegated to one thing with one face. But Madden is so bare bones, and they don't have none of these features. And they've been so way behind because 2K has been having these features in its game. 2K has been giving the user full customization in their game. But Madden still gives us the same crap over and over again. And like I said in my video before, if you're not going to give us full customization, at the least give us another option that you have in your game, which is in college football, the ability to choose, well, every prospect class, all these faces are generated off of AI. So it's all new faces now. Granted, they're not all new. They mix and match. The AI generates them based off of different facial features and hairstyles and all of this. So you got some players that look similar, but they got different hairstyles, different. That's cool. That's cool. At least give us that. If you're not going to give us the ability to fully customize the character, fully customize the player that we're editing or creating, at least give us the option to like random generate AI generated faces and choose from that. Something. But to completely copy and paste the same thing every year is spitting in all of the gamers' faces and just completely being disrespectful. So I'm not going to drag this video on too much longer because it's already been long enough. Again, I'm only posting this to bring awareness to this again because as the Madden season is coming to an end, and it's only going to be out a few more months before they start pushing and promoting Madden 26. We need to shed more light on this because this is something that isn't being taken serious enough. Everything else is being taken serious. This is something that hasn't been taken serious enough. So if y'all are like a realistic individual like me, a realistic gamer that likes complete immersion of a game, and you want to see a more customized draft class, you want to see what other users can do if you give them the full customization tools to edit these draft classes, push this video and all the clips that will be attached to it and make sure this becomes a thing. Not necessarily for my own betterment, but for the betterment of the game. Because I don't care if I get the views just to pump up this video or just to pump up my channel. I care for this to get views so that maybe a change can be made. But then again, just like I said earlier on in the video, I don't have too much faith in EA to make any kind of drastic changes of that nature. Again, if you're here for the first time or you're returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with not only my draft class content, but other Madden 25 content as well, such as my Raiders rebuild, tutorials, tips, tricks, updates, leaks for Madden 26, etc. We'll have it all. So again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. That's been my time. Till next time.